Alright, Xiangli Yao has been out for a while and we're about a week away from patch 1.3. Due to that, there's a few things that we want to make sure that we knock out before the week is over. Starting with events. First, we have By Moon's Grace. Now this event is ending when the patch ends, so that gives you about a week. So if you have not started this, you want to try to start it today because you're only able to get a certain amount of preparation credit a day. In starting this event, it takes about 2 hours to get all the characters. So for some quick tips, I recommend that you go for the bonus wish tags, that way you can level up your characters much faster. I also would go for these 6 characters when you start leveling up your characters. This will help you get the best ranking when you go on your missions. But the main thing that you're trying to do is get 50,000 points and get double S in 12 missions. Also be sure to check this section right here because you do have to do some mini games to get the last few points to clear out the shop. As you see, I have not completed, so I'm missing out on some asteroid as well as echo experience. Everyone wants to at least try to do some of this event, that way you can get the free 5-star character Xiangli Yao. We also have quite a few rerun events, the first one being Alloy Smelt. This one lasts about 6 days and you want to make sure that you look at the details of each section because these are going to help give you higher scores, as well as try to do difficulty level 4, that way you get more points, because you're mainly just trying to get all the rewards for clearing the stages, as well as get the point rewards for having so many points. And like last time, you need to try to get 90,000 points to get all of the rewards. Then we have the Electrical Sheep. This goes away in a little over 4 days. This one is pretty simple to do, especially if you have some friends that can help you get these points. You also can do each stage multiple times, so that way you can max out the 30,000 points. But my general strat was basically using the Turtle Echo because I found that the easiest to gather up enemies and then use my main DPS to clear the enemies. Also note that while you're playing, as you clear waves, you're going to level up the Echo, and the higher level they are, the more damage that they do. And the echoes are very strong in this game, so if you don't have a strong character, make sure you use your strong echoes. But one big thing that you want to know is that Illusive Realm is ending very soon. At the time of recording, you only have about a day left to go ahead and complete this. So as you see for me, I have some work to do. But with Xiangli Yao out, we now have everything that we need to complete everything in this event. So be sure to check and see if you have 7,200 points so that we can buy everything in the store. And again, if you are doing this, the best character that I think for this event is Jinshi, and you want to try to get the skill to where she can slow down time, and of course get the meteor effect, which allows you to easily kill your enemies. Besides that, generally any echo will do, but you also want to try to get all the shielding and healing spells so that way you basically can't die. And hopefully by now you logged in enough times to get all of the login rewards. And you also have a little over 6 days to make sure that you do the character previews so that way you can get those extra rewards. We also have another rerun event to where it's just basically logging in, doing simple tasks to where you can get some nice rewards. And we have core cleansing once again to where we can get some much needed echo experience. I recommend that you take a look at your echoes, and whichever ones are the weakest, you go for those, or you might want to start farming for Shorekeeper. Which brings us to Xiangli Yao. Now again, we have over 6 days to go ahead and roll for him if you want to get an extra copy, but do note that we do get one for free, and he is very powerful at 0 star. One thing that you might want to consider is getting his weapon because there are not many other choices besides his signature weapon to really power him up, and this is a powerful weapon. Your only other choice would be the standard 5-star weapon, which most people don't have, and is also not that strong. But I still would try to save most of your asteroid for Shorekeeper, so if you don't have much, you might just want to go ahead and use the best that you can. Also note that we are getting stronger characters added to our account, so you might want to go ahead and try to get tacit fills because those do offer some pretty nice rewards as well. Also don't forget about Tower of Adversity. Now we do have 8 days to complete this to where you could possibly wait until Shorekeeper comes out and knock it out the last day. But be careful because you could miss out completing this in time, and you do get some pretty nice rewards from the tower, so you don't want to miss out on those. Now let's quickly talk about Xiangli Yao. Now ideally you want to try to get him somewhere between 120 to 130 energy so that way you can cast his Resonance Liberation because this does do a lot of damage, and it's also a big part of his kit. Besides that, you're mainly just going for crit damage and crit rate, as well as Resonance Liberation because again, that is very strong. I already talked about the weapon to where his signature weapon is one of his best things for him, but if you're saving for Shorekeeper, just use the strongest weapon you have. When it comes to echoes, I recommend using the Void Thunder set, but do note that you need to make sure that you have the Tempest Memphis hit the target 2 times so that way you get all the bonuses. If you find that difficult to do in combat, you can use the Lingering Tune set, which is a bit weaker, but not by much, and it's much easier to use. For his skills, you mainly just want to focus on leveling up his Forte Circuit and his Resonance Liberation. The rest don't really matter that much. And when it comes to his extra sequences, they are very powerful, especially S1 and S2, but again, you might want to try to save most of that for Shorekeeper, to where even on my account, I was able to clear both stages using an S0 Xiangli Yao, but it was paired with his best teammate, Yinlin. But I do have to admit, Xiangli Yao is a pretty big step up from Cao Charo, and he's much easier to use. Mainly you're just trying to fill up the bar and then go into his ultimate. Once you're inside, you're mainly trying to fill up the bar once again, to which you can easily do, doing a few basic attacks into a heavy attack, and then you just cast his skill. And you can do this 3 times to where you're knocked out of the ultimate, but you're going to stay in the ultimate until you do these 3 skills, unlike Cao Charo, to where you have a short window. But try not to stay in too long, because of course you are using your other teammates' buffs, and those don't last forever. But besides that, there's only a few other things before this patch ends. Your Pioneers podcast should be getting close to reaching level 70, which resets in 6 days. You want to, of course, make sure you're always doing your daily quest. With the week ending, check and see if you killed 15 bosses, so that way you get guaranteed boss drops. And of course, do your weekly bosses, and if you're going for Shorekeeper, you might want to focus on Bellborn. And for a final reminder, do make sure you do your 3 tacit fields for the day, because that is a lot of echo experience that you do not want to pass up on. But with that, that should be everything that you need to know for this week, so feel free to let me know down in the comments if I missed anything. But other than that, I'll talk with you guys later.